Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Dadia. Clearly, if you go to see in terms of markets, we are on an upward journey in today's session. We did hit the 19,425 mark, but retraced below for 19,400 levels already in trade today. Let's understand what the setup is looking like from here on. Ruchit Jain joins in to discuss more. Ruchit, overall, what's the sense that you're picking up? Because clearly, uh, there is negativity in the markets, but the underlying tone, there is still that positivity that still entails.
Yes, hi, very good afternoon, Hiran. Last few weeks, in fact, last 3 weeks, we have seen the markets have corrected from that high of almost 20,000 level, which we tested. But if you look at the market breadth, then the overall market breadth has not been that bad, what we had seen before the month of March. So this clearly indicates that the broader trend for the market is still up. A lot of stock-specific buying interest is there in this corrective phase too. And hence, this down move just seems to be a corrective phase within an uptrend. Now, the prime reason for this correction was the lack of buying by FIIs. If you look at last 4 months, in the month of April, May, June, and July, FIIs were continuously buyers in all these 4 months in the cash segment. And in this month, they have not only refrained from buying, but they have been net sellers to the tune of about 10,000 crores. So I think that was the main reason why we have seen some underperformance or this corrective phase in our markets. In the index futures segment too, their long short ratio was below 40% as on Thursday. But on Friday, we witnessed some short covering by them, where the long short ratio is now improved to 42%. In today's trading session, if you look at the option segment, right from the start of the day, 19,300 put option have been witnessing addition. So this is an indication that the downside in the markets for now seems to be limited because put writers are active. This is just a corrective phase within an uptrend. Broader market momentum is still on the positive side. So we expect that once this some consolidation is over, market would resume the uptrend quite soon. So 19,300, 19,250 is a very strong support range for the market till that is holding. So I think the biasness would remain a bit on the positive side. But of course, until we see FIs coming in with the buying figures, we don't expect very sharp move the way we have witnessed in last 3 or 4 months.
Right. And how are you looking at Bank Nifty? Because there's a clear tussle between call and put writers at 44,000 zone, right? Uh, from there on, what direction are you expecting Bank Nifty to take?
So today, yes, in the options data, both 44,000 call as well as 44,000 option has witnessed very high open interest addition. So clearly indication that option writers are expecting the banking index to stay within a range. And if you look at the total premium since morning, it was around 380 points. So plus 300, plus 400, minus 400 is the range that option writers are expecting Bank Nifty to stay not till this Thursday's expiry. As far as levels are concerned, we believe that 44,200 would be the important hurdle. Now, once that is crossed, then we should expect some resumption of the momentum in the banking index. Otherwise, some sideways move or consolidation is expected in Bank Nifty for another day or two.
Right. Moving to stock-specific action, overall, let's look at Reliance, Voltas, and BPCL. All these three stocks are seeing a short build-up in trade today. What should the strategy be?
So we don't expect any much price-wise correction in all the three names. Reliance Industries primarily has been witnessing some consolidation post the demerger activity which we saw. But right now the stock has been consolidating in the range of 2450 to 2550, 2570 on the higher side. So we expect this range-bound move to continue in Reliance. But once the stock gives a breakout above that 2570 or 2600, I think that then there will be signs of a resumption of an uptrend. So if one is holding any existing long positions, I would advise to continue to hold on longs, but fresh buying should be done maybe on a breakout about 2570. Ideally, that would be the level where this consolidation breakout would come. Now, Voltas of late, both Voltas and BPCL, I would say that price-wise correction has been done. In Voltas, we have witnessed a good pullback move recently from 740 to almost 850, in which volumes were good. So usually, whenever we see price up move supported by good volumes, then I think there are the signs that buyers are quite interested in this name. So I think Voltas also downside seems to be done. The price-wise correction seems to be done. Maybe some time-wise correction could be seen where consolidation would be there in near term. And BPCL also, I think mostly the stock has already corrected from its high. And if you look at some historical data, then the swing low support is placed around this 350, 340 range only. So this 350, 340 is a good support range for the stock for any pullback move to come in the near term.
Right. How are you looking at Bajaj Finance? Because that is giving you a bullish setup in trade today.
Yes, so here we are witnessing a bullish engulfing pattern on the daily chart, which has been formed today. And such pattern after a correction certainly is a positive sign. So we can expect some up move on the near term towards 7,300, 7,350. And today's low, which is around 6,800, which would be seen as a very crucial support. So I think with the stop loss below that 6,800 mark, it's better to hold on to long positions for a pullback move, considering the stock has formed a bullish pattern on the daily charts today.
Okay. NMDC is seeing some long positions being built in today's session. Strong open interest addition as well. What's your view?
So we are positive on the stock, but we are looking at this stock more from a bit medium-term perspective. It's a slow mover, and what we have witnessed in many of the metal names of late, except some stocks such as Jindal Steel or JSW Steel, not much momentum has been seen in the metal names, primarily because of the volatility that we have seen in the dollar index as well. But NMDC, I think a slow and gradual up move could be expected from here on, because the stock has started forming this high top, high bottom on the daily chart after a long period of corrective phase, and the volumes also in last few days have been increasing gradually. So positionally, one can expect targets around 127 first, followed by 134. But as I said, one should not look this from a very short-term perspective. But in case if you can hold it for next 2 or 3 months, then I think this stock certainly looks a buy at current levels too.
Right. Ruchit, what about power companies like NTPC, Tata Power, BHEL? All of these are also seeing some good OI addition and long build-ups being seen.
So in fact, power names have done well in last 3 to 4 months along with the price up move. Now this month, when we have seen that the markets are corrected, they have gone into some consolidation phase, but there is no selling scene where the corrections have not been backed by any kind of higher volumes. Whether you take it to NTPC or even BHEL, we have seen that high top, high bottom structure getting continued. So I think the Tata Power, just to add, that recent volumes are quite good. So I think the downside seems to be very limited. Now, till the market resume its broader uptrend, so I think some sort of consolidation could be there. But once the market resumes the momentum, then I think the power stocks would definitely go up along with the market moves.
Right. How are you looking at IDFC first?
So selective buying has been seen in the banking names in spite of Bank Nifty index correcting, and IDFC first has been one stock which, irrespective of momentum in the broader markets or this Bank Nifty correction which we have seen, this stock has not shown correction. So this is the relative outperformance, which is generally seen in the stocks where strong buying interest is seen. So the trend for the stock still remains positive. Now the support base, short-term support base, has been shifted to 84, 83 range. So ideally, if anyone is holding positions in IDFC First Bank, they should continue to ride this trend, and one can keep a stop loss below 83 on long positions.
Right. I know it's too early to ask for a Geo Financial Services, but being day one, how is it looking like?
So very difficult to look at first day itself. Being a technical analyst, of course, there are no historical data.
Yeah.
But I think market participants would definitely want to see the follow-up move, what would happen, rather than just 1 days of activity in the stock. So I think next 1 week, maybe I think would be crucial for the stock to see whether at lower levels we see any buying interest or not in Geo Finance.
Right. Adani Ports and Adani Enterprises, both these counters have been doing pretty well in the last 2 trading sessions. What should the strategy be according to you?
So I think we have already seen a good amount of volatility in many of the Adani names recently based on many of the news flows that we all know. But of late, some stability has been seen. We are witnessing good price volume action. Some stocks are witnessing good volumes from the Adani group names. We take Adani Power, Adani Ports. So I think these are the names which going ahead could now again start giving good returns. Of course, one should not expect the kind of returns that this stock had shown earlier a couple of years back. But the short-term trend remains positive, specifically on Adani Ports, because what we have seen that in spite of some of the negative news flows, the stock witnessed buying interest in minor dips, and the volumes in last 3-4 trading sessions are quite good along with the price up move. So maybe from a trading perspective, 880, 900 range levels could be expected. But if one is looking from a medium-term perspective, then I think the stock has a quite potential to go in the 4-figure mark again.
Right. Ruchit, apart from the names that we've discussed, anything else that comes to your radar that one should look at from this expiry perspective?
I think cement space one should have a watch on because the cement stocks have witnessed good long build up in this series. And some of the cement stocks is just Grasim is trading around its support, Ramco Cements is trading around its support. We witnessed off-rate correction in Dalmia Bharat Cement too, where the stock has now again started showing some positive momentum from its support. So I think these stocks have witnessed a good corrective phase in last 1 or 2 months. Now the downside seems to be very limited. So maybe if we see an uptick in the markets in the later half towards the expiry, then cement stocks would be one space where one can expect some positive moves.
Right. So that should be a space that one should be watching out for. Thank you, Ruchit, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views. But clearly, some bit of positivity that has creeped in today's session. We are almost near the day's highest levels, but we've seen a substantial up move that's come in from the day's low as well. The advanced decline ratio pretty much in favor of the bulls. And you have names like Adani Ports, Bajaj Finance, Power Grid, Adani Enterprises, as well as Hindalco, which are the top gainers, whereas on the losing end, it's interesting to see how Geo Financial Services is locked in lower circuit, downtick of 5%. Reliance is also trading under pressure. M&M, Britannia, and BPCL, these are few of the top losers as well. If you see in terms of Bank Nifty overall, pretty much it's not outperforming the benchmark indices, but it's maintained levels of around 44,000. There has been a tug of war between the call and the put writers at 44,000 strike as well in today's session. Overall, in terms of broader markets as well, names like Trident, JBM Auto, Data Pattern, these are Corp, these are few of the top gainers seeing gains upwards of 10% in trade today. Whereas on the losing end, you have names like Kirloskar Engineering, Tanla, Ion Exchange are few of the top losers as well. So a lot of stock specific action that we've continued to see, but there is a slight bit of fillip that has come in into the markets today. Whether this is sustainable and whether the up move continues or not is something that we need to wait and watch. That's all that we have in this session. Thanks for watching and lots more lined up on BQ Prime. Please stay tuned.